Hi, Rich Perlman from CigarCyclopedia.com, and I'm here today with Colibri Chief Les Mann, and you've gotten your Colibri lighter for the holidays, you're very happy, but you want to make sure that it works perfectly for a long time. And for me, Les, that's always been a big problem. So we want to focus today on what we can do to keep lighters and cutters in perfect working condition. Now, I use mine for a while, then I have to refuel it. I've got bits of tobacco in the lighter. It sputters. It doesn't work. What am I doing wrong?
Well, I think our exercise today is going to be I'll be the teacher and you're going to be the pupil.
Great.
So take this Empire lighter.
Okay.
And first off is look at the fuel window. And you can see that you're almost out of butane.
Okay.
What you can't do since you're almost out of butane is fill it right away. So you need to bleed the lighter. And how I bleed the lighter, and how I want you to bleed the lighter, is turn it upside down, and you're going to take either a paper clip or a ballpoint pen to the nozzle right there, and press down there and let all the butane and air escape.
Now I can hear the hiss.
Perfect. Once all the hissing is done, what I want you to do next is wait about 10 seconds, because there's still going to be some backup butane and backup air in there too. So do it again. See?
Oh, still a
So
little bit left.
You thought you were all done.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we're done bleeding the tank, now you have all the air out, because don't forget, the air bubbles, everything needs to be out of that tank. As you're holding it, see how you're holding it perpendicular to the ground?
Right.
That's very important, too, because that way the butane flow can go right down into the fuel tank. So my next step is to take a genuine can of Colibri butane and put it in the same hole that you had that you drained your butane from. Now what I like to do, and do you feel how cold that was?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's all compressed butane. What I like to do is I turn it right side up and I wait about a minute or two, just so it gets back to room temperature. And once it's at room temperature, then you're good to go.
So I don't want to use this like a car. You don't want to top up the tank, because that's going to put air bubbles into the tank.
Correct. Never top off the lighter. You need to make sure that you drain the lighter of all the butane and start over. So it can't be a lazy fix.
So I have to make sure all the butane is out, all the air is out, so that there isn't a problem with the flow, and then fill it completely with butane. And of course on this lighter I would know that because it's got the fuel gauge right on the front.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, at the same time, how do I use this lighter so that I don't get all kinds of tobacco inside it?
Well, that's a very good question. We cannot tell anybody how to light their cigar properly. What we've found out, though, a lot of ashes from cigars fall into the burner valves. So the burner valve is right here around the jet flame. What happens is the cigar ash will clog the burner valve.
Oh, okay.
So again, it's nothing that's Colibri manufactured incorrectly. It's consumer use that is causing this problem, just like filling your butane. So what we recommend is your tobacconist carries compressed air.
Right.
And you take the compressed air and you put it right up to the burner valve, and in a circular motion, you give it like a 5-second blast of air, and that'll clean all the particles from the cigar ash out of the burner valve.
Okay, so let me try that.
Yep.
So now I've refilled the tank with butane. There's no air, but I'm going to use air to clean out the burner mechanism and to make sure that there's no ash and no loose bits of tobacco that are actually inside the ignition chamber.
Correct. Like a well-tuned machine, you need to maintain this. And if you can get into the practice, when you fill your butane after draining it from the butane in the air and do the compressed air, you'll get years and years of enjoyable life out of your Colibri product.
Now, when I'm lighting my cigar, I notice that, at least in the Colibri lighters, you've got a very, very high torch flame. So I really should just be touching the tip of my cigar with that torch and not really making it really close.
Absolutely. And that's why we have pinpoint torch flames.
So if I keep it away, that's going to keep the bits of tobacco and the little bits of ash that fly around in the air from actually getting into the ignition chamber.
You've learned your lesson.
let's see if I can put it into practice.
Well, I think you will enjoying it using cigars.
Now, when we have cutters, we have essentially the same problem. Do you recommend the compressed air with the cutters?
I really do. I think there should be a whole process of the compressed air and the butane with your lighter and your Colibri cutter too. So you have the compressed air out, you might as well take it over to your cutter and just give it a little 5-second jolt of compressed air as well. And it's very easy. And once you do this, and once you do the bleeding, and once you fill it in, it's going to be second nature to you. It'll be very easy, but you need to be in the habit of doing that.
Okay. Well, this is Rich Perlman from CigarCyclopedia.com with Colibri Chief Les Mann. I'm much more hopeful of having my Colibri lighter and all of my lighters work perfectly into the future. Thanks for watching.